Joining me now, we have one of the best players in the world and member of Billy the Kids, PinkPwnage. How you doing, man?
Doing good, Kadek. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for joining me. The new update's out. It's crazy. All hell's broken loose. I saw you've been doing a lot of tests today. I wonder if you could go over some of like the biggest changes you've seen to the meta.
I think the meta's a little too early to call, but man, stuff is gonna be shaking up, my friend. I think if I had to sum it up, like the play style is what's gonna be hurt the most. This game is all about cool movement, like you're able to climb stuff, fly around. Now, I said it on the last patch when hit scan came, like the bullets travel faster. You can't like walk in the open as much, right? But now I think it's even worse. That's because you can die so fast now. Before there were only like 3 weapons you had to watch out for that you could die quick: a sword, a DT, and an op, right? But now like SMGs kill you so fast and close to mid-range. The assault rifles can kill you so fast in mid-range. So like you can die just so fast. And I know the reasoning behind it. Like Big Box was clearly trying to make it so that like newer players like have maybe more of a chance against the top players, like the best players in the world. There's like this big skill gap. I don't think this is going to help that skill gap. I actually think it's going to make it wider, because we are going to be able, we as in the top level players, are just going to be able to kill people so much faster with different weapons now, a wider variety of weapons. And so I think it's going to make the skill cap really large. But I guess to sum it up, the play style went from before where you could fly around, move around, spam build. Now it's really all about you hold your hard cover position, like I hold like a building and I move to another building, and you have to be, calculate how far that it is away, because you can die so quick. If you're in the open, you get caught getting shot by 3 people.
You mentioned, there's so many weapons that can kill you now. One of the biggest things, for the top level has been, DTs and ops. Everyone thinks that, it's just 2-weapon game basically. How does that change? Has there been any changes to the DT?
Oh boy. Yeah, there has. The DT does more damage up close. It suffers a little less damage further away. In all, it's about the same meta-wise, but the problem is just that you could, since M60 was banned from many of the highest level comps, you could still charge someone and spam build and be relatively safe to just spam charge build and then come in with a DT and kill the person. Now every gun breaks build faster, and so it's just so dangerous to charge someone with the DT. So I think you're going to see a lot less interesting aggressive play. You're probably going to see a lot more like calculated, slow rotation position play, just because of how dangerous it is to charge. And while I think it's a good thing for my team, because that's what my team specializes at, I think overall it's a boring meta for just to watch. But that's really pretty much how the meta is going to be. I think it's just too dangerous to fly anywhere out of your hard cover, because all the best players in the world are going to have the best accuracy. They're going to break your build. So it's really dangerous.
So you think it's going to, especially in pubs, lead to a lot more like camping and stuff like that?
Oh yes, I think unfortunately, and that was my final conclusion today, is that people yell at me for teaching people how to zone camp and all that, but I think zone camping is the meta, period, even in pubs now, because you just you don't have enough build to spam. Like even if you have 100 build, it's going to be very difficult going from this house to like that's tall structure right there. It's really hard to cover that distance when a lot of guns can break build in 2 shots, and 3 people are looking at you shooting. Like you just got no chance building across there. So what's happening is that you're going to find that a lot of the people who win squads are just going to sit on the inner side of the zone on their hard cover, and the other team is really going to have a hard time pushing it unless they just out aim them.
What are some of the biggest changes to the guns you've seen? Like I know the P90 got a big nerf. The the PX4 got just insanely powerful. Is there anything that sticks out to you?
God, you called 2 of them, man. The P90 just got the raw end of the deal. It was a great weapon for 2 years, and now honestly, it's the worst one maybe out of the bunch, because everything can break build so well now, and that's what it's supposed to be good for. Now, don't see why you need it when all the other ones can do the job just the same and kill better. Yeah, you're right. The P90 got the short on this. The PX4 it does more damage than the SMGs at distance, and it breaks build in 2 shots. And you can fire it like a machine, submachine. You can fire it so fast, like faster than a FAL. So it's honestly probably one of the meta weapons right now until they nerf it, which I imagine they will. But any other guns that stick out, the AWP was unchanged, but the AWP is certainly still the king. The AWP is the king. You're going to see everyone use it tonight. That's the long range. FAL is still up there probably in the long range. I don't know if the FAL got a buff or a nerf, but since there's not many weapons you can use long range, I think the FAL you're going to see a lot of tonight, plus the AWP. And, oh god, you're just going to see the SMGs. You're going to see the SMGs in close range. That's going to be the strangest thing. You're going to see the MP5s. You're going to see, maybe some of the other ones in the close range instead of the DT. And you're going to see the PX4 in the close range and the Magnum in the close range. It's going to be so weird. The pistols are stronger than the shotguns, kind of, because you can just sit behind something, peek, shoot them in the face for like a lot of damage. It's kind of a weird. We're really in a peak meta right now in the close range. Like if you're not peeking the close range, you're probably dead. And I know a lot of people don't like the peeking playstyle, so they're really going to be disappointed when they see this meta shake up, I think.
Yeah, I was watching your stream earlier when you were testing out the PX4, and I mean, when you get pretty close, I mean, it does 50, I think, headshot damage. I mean, that's 4 shots, and you get a kill, and 16 bullets in your clip. And, like, wow.
Yeah, you can kill 4 people, right?
Yeah.
On paper. And it's not hard to hit the headshots if you're that close. So it's, my god. And it kills build in 2 shots. That's the scary thing, too. So you can't even someone and charge them when they've had PX4. It's really a weird meta. Honestly, it will benefit my team because my team was good with like the M60 because we knew how to shut people down so they couldn't charge us. Now we're going to be able to do that so much easier with all these other weapons we have. So I mean, it's going to be really a strange meta, Chaotic. I'm very interested to see what this next couple weeks looks like.
So what are your overall thoughts on it? Like, do you think this is a good change? Is it a little mix of both, or how do you feel about it?
It's clear what Big Box is doing. Like, I mean, they've been trying to do this for a year. They're trying to, equivalate the skill gap because the top players just keep getting better and better and better on a daily basis, and they outpace everyone, even who's on the mid upper tier. The skill difference even between the mid upper tier and the highest tier is just like night and day. It's crazy. So they're trying to equivalate the bottom, tier players, and I get that. I don't think this is the way to do it, though, because they just made it just easier for the top players to kill everyone so much quicker. To me, if I'm like a beginner player, I don't want to die quick. I want to have a chance because I'm probably slower at spamming builds so I can live. And I think the last meta was actually pretty good at that because as soon as someone got hit, even in squads, everyone I shoot these days, when I hit them, they spam build, everyone. And I was so impressed by that. But now, since you can die faster and guns break build faster, the poor noob has less chance to spam build, or even the poor average player. When 2 people are just spamming them with a gun, they're just going to die no matter what, even if they're spamming build. I'm honestly worried. I think I imagine they're still going to do some tweaks. They haven't done that before. They've fixed it. They fixed a few things in the last major patch. But if I think they should do anything, I think they really have to give the lower players a better chance to live. Maybe keep the build just as strong. I don't know. Make the guns kill build, not as fast, or like we can kill people so fast with some machine guns that we don't even need the DT anymore. MP5 does 33 damage a headshot. You really only need 7 bullets, and so people are gonna die.
What can they do? What can they do? What can they do?
Wow.
Absolutely nothing. I walk up with an MP5 and I just walked. They can do absolutely nothing.
I used to tell people, and I say this a lot today, I used to tell people, don't stand still for more than a second because guns can kill you within 1.5 seconds. Now the math is cut in half because pretty much the time to kill is probably 0.75 seconds for a lot of the better guns. You can die twice as fast as before, so the poor lower player, the poor beginner, has less of a chance to react and survive and learn how to survive because they're probably just dying sub 1 second time. And the top players like us, we're gonna not, we're gonna adapt. We're gonna, be able to play fast. But the poor beginner players, it's gonna be penalized a lot worse. It's gonna be interesting. I think the squads, you're gonna see a lot more crying on Facebook, and which happens already. Exactly.
Can't wait for that. All right, PinkPwnage, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Chaotic, #1 shoutcaster. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
for supporting the community, as you always do.
And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to PinkPwnage on YouTube. He's got great videos, great tutorials, master classes on every gun. Really great source for anything Population 1. Make sure and recommend this channel to any new players that come into the game. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.